Hello, teachers. This is the instructional guide for Primary 3, Term 4, week number 2, right? So for this week, we have two main worksheets, and then the third one is a test. I believe it's on the length, mass, and volume. So what we'll start off with is book 4 out of 4. Here, the students are learning to draw, to complete and draw bar graphs. We start with the learn segment. Here, what students need to take note of is the what we call the vertical axis and the horizontal axis. So they have to identify what do I write in the vertical axis. So here, the question is about Alan having stamps in his collection. Okay, so the numbers here would mean number of stamps, right? So the right number of stamps here. And then on the horizontal axis, okay, it'll be by country: Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Australia. Now, the next thing that they need to do is to write out numbers. Although in this case, they don't have the question is not really stated here, but let's remind them. Oh, sorry, I got that wrong. I was speaking too fast. Okay, so they wouldn't know which is Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Australia yet. So yeah, the first thing they need to do is to write out the numbers. Okay, beg your pardon. So here, this is 90. All right, and then here is 70. And then followed by 50, sorry. Okay, 50, and then here you have 60. Okay, then what they can do is to look at the stamps here, 90 cents Singapore, so write Singapore here. Malaysia, 70 cents, 70 stamps. Okay, and then Indonesia, 50, Australia, 60, right? So you write the countries right out. So again, this is a good reminder for students to write the numbers out first on the graph so that's easier to see. Right, the next question here, right, based on this set of data, okay, they are supposed to draw the or complete the bar graph. So what I'm supposed to do here is look at numbers here, right? They need to decide what this bar graph is for, right? So how do they name it, right? It can be any acceptable reason answer, but here it seems, right, you can name it cups of yogurt sold by Rainbow Yogurt Shop. Right, so that's one suggested answer. The numbers here will refer to the number of cups, right? And then here will refer to the flavor, right? So they can decide what they want to do, right, for each. So since the bar graph starts with the first data 80 and it's already given, they don't have to do anything. Now it comes to pitch. Pitch is 95. So what I suggest them to do is look for where 95 is. So in this case, 90, 95, 95 is here. So they write on top of the 95 line. Right, they draw this line here. After that, right, you can get a ruler and complete the bar graph, right? Draw it down and shade it, right? Same thing, right? And then remember to write peach. Of course, this is the flavor. They have to write the name of the horizontal axis, right? Next one would be 60. Okay, after that, you draw a line, okay, and then complete, right? And then the other one is the same. Okay, so fairly easy. For independent practice, okay, here get with the question first about Mr. James owning an ice cream shop. Okay, so he made this picture, a picture graph to show the number of ice cream cones of each flavor he sold on Wednesday. Okay, good to remind students that there is a special mention here. Each cone stands for 5 ice cream. So the first thing that they need to do is figure out how many ice cream cones per flavor. So count the number of triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 triangle, 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. And once you have the number, okay, they can then just go here and do the necessary shading, right? So chocolate, for example, is 30, right? Look at where 30 is, right? Write 30, draw a line. And let's not forget to title it, right? In fact, they should give the title of the bar graphs, right? Name the vertical axis and the horizontal axis, right? And then complete the rest. All right, so quite easy for this question here. For the next question, I'll suggest that you leave this as homework for them. Number 3, might want to do it with them, right? Let me see. No, actually, number 3 should be quite easy. Okay, so get them to do on their own. Right, number 4, take them through. right? So number 4, there's a process. I save $45 in January. I save $20 less in February than in January, right? Amount of money I saved in March was twice the amount of money I saved in February, so on. So they need to write it out first. So February, right, is $20 less than January. That means 45 minus 20, then you get 25. And March is twice as much as February, so it's 2 times 25. And April, right, is the first 4 months, right? So April will be whatever that they get saved from January to here, January. Oh, sorry. So it's a total amount, $155. Okay. In order to find out what's April, will be $155 minus whatever that was saved in January, February, and March. And then the balance. After that, you can fill in this bar graph. Okay. And for the rest of this, it is a survey question, so I make it optional. Good for students to try it out, right? So you can assign some work. The next thing is heuristics. So these are a bit challenging. I would suggest that you perhaps just skip the questions, right, and get them to do the guided practice, right, straight away. Okay, so the bar graph below shows the number of teams that took part in the futsal tournament. Right, there are 7 players in each team. How many players were there in the tournament altogether? Right, 7 players each team. So for this one here, right, they got to add up. Okay, so this is teams, right? These are number of teams, remember? So what they need to do is find out the total number of teams and then multiply by 7. All right, so remind them for this heuristic, it requires them to use several operations, a mixture of operations. It can be addition, can be subtraction, multiplication, and then division. Okay, a few steps involved. For the adults, registration fee was $9 for each player. What was the amount in registration fee collected in from adults? So need to find out how many adults there are, in this case, men and women. Right, so it will be 30, right, and then plus 22. After that, got multiplied by 7, right? Remember that the 50 refers to the teams, not the actual number of people. So they have multiplied by 7 because each team is 7, and they get 1 7. Okay, then let them do independent practice, question 1 on their own. Let's see how it goes, right? Guide as necessary. Okay. See what else. Okay. Take them through question 3. Okay, a school library, each pupil could borrow up to 4 books. Bar graph below shows how many books pupils borrowed from the school library in 1 week. Okay, so first question, what was the total number of books borrowed from the library that week? Okay, so they look at the number of students first, name the number, right? So again, same process, right? This is 19. Okay, this is 27, no, and so on. And then they have to multiply, right? Get the total number of books. Okay. Yeah, and then if there's time, right, you can take them through the last question as well. If not, can always assign them some homework. And for the last question, the math gym, right, make it a challenge for them. Okay, get them to do as homework. And that's it, right, for this week's topic. For the extra time, get into the corrections. If they are done with corrections, they can proceed to do the test on length, mass, and volume first, right? And the rest can be assigned in the class.